Okay.
Okay, hello, welcome back everybody.
Mm,
Welcome back. We're playing Hollow Knight again.
okay.
Continuing from last time with the boss. Well, we ignored the boss, so now
Hmm.
we'll just be exploring
Yeah,
some
exploring.
other parts of the world.
Oh,
Where
still
should
going
we
back to
go?
the. You're still going back to the deep nest. So I'm just going here just to deposit the money.
What are you gonna look for there?
Hmm?
What are you looking for in Dimness?
Hold on.
Oof.
And there's still things like, you know, here and here. Going back
Hmm.
there.
Oh, fell into the
I just want to
sprites.
heal. Just want to heal. Just let me heal normally. And I'm good.
Yeah, it's been a rough session for my here.
I'm going the wrong way. God damn it. I just normally attack. Am I going the right way? No, I'm not. Of course not. Of course not. What? Oh, very dumb. Bad choice. Okay. Okay. I can up to here. Oh. What am I doing? Okay.
Hmm. Milk the mantis?
No.
No? And these guys again. Now that you guys are friends, it would have been cool if you can actually have them help you do boss battles instead of going at it on your own.
That would be easy, and of course, everyone doesn't want that. Everyone doesn't want to be easy. The way it doesn't want to be easy. Okay.
Oh, that crap. Is there no stag beetle where you're going?
No.
Yeah, this place again.
Wait, hold on. Okay. God damn it.
Excuse me. Dead space. Egg. Wonder what's going on here. Why these guys are mutating and such. Are those spiders?
I think so.
Are they like being possessed by spiders? Or infested?
Oh wow, really? Because that maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did I tell you about how there might be tarantulas in our store?
Kind of. Oh my god.
Yeah, the other day, when in our store, my mother asked one of our workers to help clean out the back of the counter, you know, where we usually sit. And under the shelves at the very bottom,
God,
she
this thing
said
again?
there were. Oh,
I don't know what to do with you, really. Man, what do you fucking want?
open. And well, you're out of milkies.
You even took 2 damage.
He's so shy.
This fuck up really? Come on. Ah,
Hmm.
God. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. Sheesh. That was tedious.
And there's nothing.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe this was his home. Maybe you were just supposed to leave him alone. He was so shy.
The fuck am I
He
supposed to
kept
go
backing away.
then?
Uh,
Ah,
oh well. As I say, as I
the
was
fuck am I
saying
supposed to go
before,
then?
yeah, we found giant spiders behind our counter, well, under the shelves behind our counter, and now I can't go to our store and work without thinking about giant spiders crawling up my leg. It used to be just
Hmm.
tiny baby cockroaches and mice because, it's filthy over there, but now I have to worry about entire huge
Oh,
tarantulas.
I forgot.
No? What did you forget? Another one
Uh,
of those guys.
where the fuck am I supposed to go again? Just a sec. Okay, yes, okay, you know what now? What am I doing? What am I doing? Wait, where did it go? Oh, okay. Oh, fuck off, guys.
Mm. Well, do you want me to just continue with the Necron one?
Go ahead.
Okay. Today we'll be talking about dynastic glyphs. Dynastic glyphs. All Necrons, noble and common born alike, are bound together by the symbol of ancient Necrontyr Empire. The ancient Necrontyr Empire, the Ankh of the Triarch, as depicted above. Each of the royal dynasties also has its own glyph, the designs of which have remained unchanged over the eons. Necron nobles bear the dynasty's mark, normally upon a death mask, cloak, or sometimes as a stylish detail on personal weaponry or tokens of office. The most arrogant of nobles bear a glyph upon their breastplate in place of the Ankh the Triarch, though to do so is to defy tradition and protocol. Only nobles of the highest rank are permitted to bear their dynasty's glyph in its fullest form. Those of lesser rank bear only elements of the glyph, symbolizing their position relative to a royal dynasty's hearted power. A handful of nobles do not bear a glyph at all. You okay, buddy?
On.
A handful of nobles do not bear a glyph at all. Some hail from royal dynasties destroyed during the war in heaven, while others were stripped of rank and status for some long ago transgression. In either event, such a noble is considered untrustworthy as at best, with treachery either in their past or in their future. Dynastic glyphs are unique to Necron nobles. The common soldiery, such as Necron warriors and immortals, are largely considered to be interchangeable chattel by their noble masters. As such, they are thought unworthy of direct association with the proud lineage of a particular dynasty. Although the colors of their necrodermis, death masks, and armor sometimes echo ancient Necrontyr heraldry, and thus indirectly reflect their allegiance. In contrast, Necron war engines such as monoliths and doomsday arcs are often marked with dynastic glyphs. They are considered to be the personal weaponry of a particular noble and therefore warrant a higher status than even the Necron warriors that crew them. And below that, this is what the letters were. So below that is a list of different Necron dynasties in alphabetic order, all the way from A to Z. Huh. Okay, starting with the letter A. Dynasty name: Agdagath Dynasty. The Agdagath Dynasty is a little-known Necron dynasty that rules many tomb worlds within the Segmentum Tempestus. In 998 Millennium 41, this Necron dynasty abandoned the tomb world of Tyr after it was overrun by Flayed Ones. Oh, I guess the Flayed Ones went against them. Next is the Atun Dynasty. The Atun Dynasty rules many tomb worlds on the northern galactic rim, the original birthplace of the Necrontyr species. Many of the ancient wonders of the galaxy lie under the control of the Pharaoh of Atun and his powerful Necron overlords. And still many more wait to be uncovered from tomb worlds not yet awoken. Next is Altimor Dynasty. Ruled by Overlord Vitok, the Altimor Dynasty is located in the Segmentum Obscurus, near the Eye of Terror. They are an unusual Necron dynasty as they have displayed the unusual propensity for subjugating worlds held by the younger races, and utilizing them as slaves, as they did with the Imperial Hive world of Aryan in 829 Millennium 41. After a long bloody siege, Aryan's governor accepted Vitok's terms and Aryan became a slave world in service to the Necron dynasty of Altimor. What?
No. Continue.
No. Next is the Arotepk Dynasty, Arotepk. The Arotepk Dynasty rules many tomb worlds to the far galactic south. just beyond the borders of the segmentum tempestus in 898 millennium 41. Legions of the Arotep marched upon the Eldari maiden world of Silentia. The Necrons fought their way through an alliance of craft world Eldari and
Hold on,
Harlequins
Justin.
to plunder. Oh, wow, this guy again. Will you've returned. Let me have a look at the dream now.
Get dulu.
Hmm.
Ku siapu.
Already you've collected 100 essence. Quick work. Things come naturally to you, don't they? No wonder the dreamers tried to bury you in that old dream. Perhaps you frightened them. Or perhaps, being prisoners themselves, they desired your company? In any case, you still have a long way to go. Take this old trinket as encouragement from me, and return when you have collected 200 essence.
Out of seed. That again.
Sounds like a coupon,
This one is I don't
a
know.
fast food coupon.
I feel like I can sell this, but I don't know to who.
Hmm. What do you get from her again?
This one hollow seed. Okay.
Wow. Where was he again?
To go down now.
The Necrons fought their way through an alliance of craftworld Eldari and Harlequins to plunder an ancient gem from the heart of Silentia's world spirit. Before vanishing into the void in 912 Millennium 41, a shard of the Void Dragon escaped from its imprisonment, laying waste to the Ardotep dynasty in its mindless rage. Though only a faint shadow of a true Catan, the Void Dragon gorged itself on a dozen worlds, expending its fury upon the living before the Arotep cryptics could finally force it back into its cage. Huh. Next is Arinmarok Dynasty. Arinmarok. The Arinmarok Dynasty is a formerly independent Necron dynasty located to the galactic east in the Ultima Segmentum that swore allegiance to Imhotep the Stormlord in 798 Millennium 41 in order to defend their tomb world of Summonor from a large Asaryami warhost led by Farseer Eldorath Starbane. Summonor's overlord Cesaron had little hesitation in pledging his allegiance to the growing Sotek dynasty, for the alternative was to see his domain destroyed at Starbane's hands. The Arinmarok dynasty now served as a client dynasty to the powerful Sotek dynasty. And that's all the listed dynasties under the letter A. Next is D. Oh, there's only one. The Bone Kingdom of Drazak. Located in the northeast of the galaxy within the Ghoul Stars lies the Necron dynasty upon the tomb world of Drazak, known as the Bone Kingdom of Drazak. This benighted world is a haunt of flayed ones, those cursed Necrons blighted by a hunger for flesh. Only one amongst Drazak's entire population is proof from its pervading madness, Overlord Valgul, who rules over this Kingdom. Every few solar months, when no more meat remains, Valgul announces a new time of bounty and dispatches the fleets of Drazak to raid nearby worlds. These reavers of Drazak seek not riches nor conventional plunder, Only knives of gore and cooling blood. Huh. So there's a whole dynasty. There's just flayed ones. I didn't know this.
Mm.
I thought flayed ones were more like zombies or something. Necron zombies.
Oh.
C. The letter C. Only one again. The Charnovok dynasty. Much of the territory once ruled by the Charnovok dynasty lies far to the galactic southeast. Many of its dormant tomb worlds were devoured by the Tyranids, High Fleet Behemoth, and countless others have been ravaged during the Imperium of Man's counterattacks against the Great Devourer. As a result, the remaining star systems of the Charnovok dynasty are many, but small and scattered. D. Divanak Dynasty. The Divanak dynasty rules many tomb worlds to the galactic southeast in the Ultima Segmentum. Adjacent to the Sekemtar dynasty, a client dynasty of the powerful Sotek dynasty. Awakening from their stasis sleep on the crown world of Drakon in early Millennium 41, the Divanak were unable to shake off their hibernation-induced orientation for nearly 5 centuries, making them vulnerable to attack by a nearby Imperial Forge world. During their time in stasis, many of their tomb worlds were engulfed and destroyed by a warp storm of thousands of years before the Drakon emerged from slumber. Ignorant of this fact, the nobles of Drakon continue their hopeless search till this day. E. Empire of the Severed. The Empire of the Severed is a unique and unknown Necron dynasty that is based upon the tomb world of Sarkon, located in the northeastern border of the Segmentum Obscurus. During the Great Sleep, radiation storms ravaged the tomb world and destroyed forever the memory engrams of every Necron interred within. The complex's master program took charge of their bodies, though without realizing that its own systems had also been damaged. Identifying itself as the Sarkoni Emperor, the mindless legions of Sarkon invaded the nearby slumbering tomb world of Takarak and swiftly overwhelmed its defenses. As of 967 Millennium 41, another 3 tomb worlds have been overcome in this manner, and the Sarkani Emperor has begun to extend its will across other non-Necron worlds, using mind shackle scarabs to bring any unruly living creatures under its control. Huh. And apparently there are known dynasties starting with the letters F and G. Next is H, the Hyrek dynasty. The Hyrek dynasty was a Necron dynasty located in the Ultima Segmentum upon the tomb world of Horak, whose day of return was accurately predicted by the farseers of Wrathborn Alatok. In 847 Millennium 41, as soon as the vast stasis locks protecting the deep Hyrek war crypts disengaged, and the first Necrons crawled out of the tomb, the Asaryani were waiting for them. This day was marked by Alatok as the Scouring of the Seers. The Necron soldiery of the Hyrek were known to wear the crystal of their system's asteroids upon their necrodermis. Then I and J has no dynasties. On to K. The Kera dynasty. The Kera dynasty is a Necron dynasty that is locked in a perpetual feud with the rival Raitak dynasty. In 873 Millennium 41, both feuding dynasties each dispatched death marks to eradicate the other's court. Such is their success, both worlds are left leaderless. Next is Kansu dynasty. Ooh, long. By no means did all of the Necrontyr people
Oh.
go willingly to the chambers of. Oh, hello, new friends.
Yeah, I can't
New
inter-
friends.
I can't interact with them.
You're having you're having a bath in the milky pool.
Mm, okay.
Wait, open the map again.
Hmm?
Can you open the map again?
The whole map?
Oh, I thought the head icon of that thing in the upper middle, I thought it got bigger somehow.
Oh.
Okay then. By no means, yeah, continuing with the Kansu dynasty, by no means did all of the Necrontyr people go willingly to the chambers of transformation, but the nobility of the Kansu dynasty fought the onset of biotransference more than most, and at every turn, when it became clear that no amount of political maneuvering or manipulation could prevent what was to come, the Kansu dynasty fought in armed revolt against the Triarch, yet the Kansu dynasty fought in armed revolt against the Triarch. Yet one pharaoh, no matter how powerful, could not hope to fight the rest of the dynasties and their Khitan masters. Ascendant Prince Rakzan was one of the few nobles amongst the Kansu dynasty to choose biotransference of his own volition, and he cursed his people for their foolishness in resisting what could be a new age of glory. For his loyalty to the Triarch, Rakzan was granted high military rank, and his first campaigns were those that brought his rebellious kinsmen to heel. One by one, Kansu's core worlds fell, the crown world of Hamun last of all, and those few rebels that survived were dragged to the chambers of transformation. At first, Rakzan was pleased, for his people would now have the chance to regain the honor lost in revolt against the Tribe. Yet, as the war in heaven ground on, he witnessed the Khitan and their underlings systematically destroying his dynasty. Indignity was added to defeat, with the Necrons of the Kansu dynasty deployed at the forefront of every battle, or else dispatched on campaigns where there was little hope of success and none of survival. Little by little, Rakzan came to realize the terrible depths of his mistake. When the Necron rebellion against the Khitan began, none fought so hard as he to see the star gods toppled. By this time, the Kansu dynasty was lost forever. Its nobles were destroyed in the war in heaven, its warriors and immortals seized by other dynasties and reprogrammed to their service. In all the galaxy, only Rakzan remained to speak of for his slaughtered kin, and he himself a traitor to their memory. With no other way remaining to atone for his betrayal, Rakzan swore that he would see every surviving fragment of every Khitan caged so that they could never again arise. It is a quest that continues to this day. Next is Cardenath Dynasty. The Cardenath Dynasty is a Necron dynasty located beyond the easternmost border of the Ultima Segmentum within the northern reaches of the Eastern Fringe. They are ruled by Overlord Akanabek, Pharaoh of the Cardenath Dynasty. The tomb world of Nagathar is known to be a part of the Cardenath's domain. And for letter L, there are no dynasties. Next is M. The Maynarch Dynasty. The Maynarch dynasty forms one of the subdivisions of the Necron race and is, with the Sotek dynasty, one of the most military-minded and powerful ruling dynasties of the entire species. Conquerors and exterminators, the Maynarch have always been loyal servants of the Silent King. often acting as his right hand to punish those that would oppose him. This has earned them the hostility of many other dynasties, many of who would have preferred for the Maynard to be destroyed or never to be reawoken at all. But loath to do, but loath to lose such a precious tool, the Silent King had taken special precautions to ensure that the Maynard would survive their 60 million year-long slumber. The Maynard only recently awoke from their stasis tombs, and the, the undying legions of the Maynard were responsible for the utter devastation and loss of the Orpheus sector on the on the exterior border of the segmented tempestus of the Imperium of Mankind. Goodbye. In what has since been named the Orphean War, the Maynard dynasty has brought an entire imperial sector low. Their further intentions are currently unknown. Rah, rah, rah. Oh,
Hmm?
you're back here again.
Oh yeah, I just activated the tram.
Okay, next, Mefret Dynasty. The
Damn
Mefret
it.
Dynasty is a Necron dynasty located in the Ultima Segmentum. They possess a reputation as planet killers and acted as the solar executioners of the war in heaven under orders of the Silent King, who often utilized this ruthless dynasty to exterminate a race or planet that proved especially defiant. The march of eons during the Great Sleep left the Mefrit's grandeur faded and tattered. Their world-rending weapons were lost to the void or fallen into disrepair, while many of their core worlds are no more. Perhaps most disastrous of all, the Mefrit was the loss of their. Perhaps the most disastrous. Perhaps most disastrous of all for the Nefret was the loss of their Pharaoh Kirek the Eternal, who was obliterated along with the dynasty's crown world by Eldari assassins. A power vacuum was left by their master's demise, as many of Nefret's overlords continued to cling to the past. Zarathustra, the ineffable overlord of Perdita, turns his legions once more to the stars, setting off on a crusade of reclamation. Letter N. Neckfist Dynasty. During the Wars of Secession, the nobles of the Neckfist Dynasty earned themselves a reputation as turncoats and betrayers, for many of them held to pacts and alliances only so long as it served their interests. Though these events were long ago, the taint of dishonor still hangs heavy over the Neckfist dynasty, and few pharons of the noble lineages will stoop even to treat with them, let alone trust them. Next is Nefrek Dynasty. The Nefrek Dynasty is a Necron dynasty located in the Ultima Segmentum, ruled by Pharaon Silfek, overlord of the Nefrek Dynasty. The trinary stars of the Nefrek crown world of Aryan filled the skies of their tomb worlds with a near limitless supply of energy. This enables the warriors of Nefrek to drink deep and grow strong. When their Pharaon awoke from his slumber, he was consumed by an obsession with the stars themselves. And so the cryptex of the Nefrek crafted him a living gold skin, a gift he has shared with his followers so that they might embody the glory of the triple sons of Nefrek as they do battle. Golden Necrons. I think that's a playable dynasty. Yeah, it is. Hmm.
Oh! I got there a boss.
A boss. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, you died. Was it fire?
No.
Yeah, Nefrek is a playable dynasty on the tabletop. Neo. Next is Neo-K-BLRR's dynasty. Neo-K-BLRR's, 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 Neokhres. Neo-K-BLRR's dynasty. The Neo-K-BLRR's dynasty controlled the great artificial tomb world known as Borsis, called by the Imperium of Man the World Engine. The World Engine was assaulted in 926 Millennium 41 by task forces raised from 15 separate chapters of the Adeptus Astartes, plus multiple elements of the Imperial Navy. And even the mightiest weapons of the Imperial forces could bring to bear could not harm it. The world engine was destroyed, and when the entire Astral Night chapter sacrificed itself to penetrate the great construct and sabotage its internal command arrays, this brought down the Borsis's void shields and weapon systems and allowed the Imperial warships to successfully open fire upon it. Next is Nihilak Dynasty. The territories of the Nihilak Dynasty are parochial in the extreme, venturing little outside their domains. Whilst this isolationism is perhaps a boon to those alien races that dwell near to awakened Nihilak tomb worlds, it also carries significant peril. Undepleted by the grind of military expansion like their counterparts in the more expansionist dynasties, the Necron armies of Nihilak stand ready to take their vengeance upon any interloper if attacked. If attacked, Nihilak do not rest until the aggressor has been utterly destroyed. I think this is also a Nihilak. Yeah, that's also a playable dynasty on the tabletop. They have blue and bronze for their color scheme. Next is the Novak dynasty. The Novak dynasty is a Necron dynasty located in the northern reaches of the Ultima Segmentum near the larger Atun dynasty, ruled from the crown world of Dol 6. The crimson armor of the Novak dynasty is a bloody legacy of past victories over the unworthy. Even millennia later, though now creatures of living metal, long parted from flesh, their overlords paint their legions crimson in honor of the ritual spilling of blood. To the warriors and immortals of the Novak, this fragment of their past awakens a spark of violent pride and spurs them on to acts of murder. Oh, Red Boys. Also a playable dynasty. Next is the letter O, the Ogdobek dynasty. The Ogdobek dynasty was never famed for its technical mastery. The Ogdobek dynasty was ever famed for its technical mastery. As a result, its tomb worlds were more prepared for the Great Sleep and more completely outfitted with backup systems and multiple redundancies. The dynasty's relative power is therefore greater than it was in ancient times, where its people have emerged far more reliably from stasis hibernation than most other Necrons. Is this playable? Oh, the back. It is?
Mhm.
Queen and Bronze. Yeah, some of these dynasties I'm reading through are actually playable on the tabletop,
No.
and I'm just looking up pictures for the color schemes of their models. It's pretty neat. Next is Oltep Dynasty. The Oltep Dynasty was a Necron dynasty that awoke upon the tomb world of Kokolos in 052 Millennium 40, only to find their planet's inner fires dead. The lords of the re-emergent Oltep dynasty delved deep beneath the imperial hat blocks, only to discover that the favorite demon prince of Khorne, known as Beublor, Beublgor? Beublghor. The favorite demon prince of Khorne, known as Beublgor, now made his lair within the colossal holosphere of the planet's core. The titanic entity, having grown mighty after slaughtering the humans of Kokolos, took exception to the metal ants stalking through his burrow, taking the form of a vast armored leech with a vortex in place of a head. He summoned his demonic legions and plunged headlong into the Necrons. Battle raged in the darkness. The Necron armies were undone when Beublgor's tunnels began to shift and flow into new shapes. Beublgor and his innumerable bloodletter armies. Sorry. Beublgor and his innumerable bloodletter armies crushed the isolated Necron strike forces one by one. The Necrons of the Oltep dynasty were obliterated, and their metal skulls are still heaped deep within the planet's cold womb. Orosk Dynasty. The worlds ruled by the Orosk dynasty, heavily infected by the dreaded Flayer virus, the result of a deliberate contamination conducted by Asuryani pathfinders from the Aleta craftworld. Year by standard year, the populations of the Orosok tomb worlds shrink further as ever more Necrons devolved into
Oh,
flayed ones.
hold
Huh? What?
on. I know this place is a boss fight. Hold on. I'm just going backtrack for a bit.
Oroskar Dynasty. The Necron tier nobles of the Oroskar Dynasty were ever bitter rivals with those of the Sotek Dynasty. Whilst the power of the Sotek was spread wide throughout the ancient stars, Oroskar's holdings were limited to a handful of hallowed ancestral worlds laden with a multitude of technological wonders. This rivalry is not ended in the current era, merely dormant. Both dynasties are thus far pursuing the wider goal of reclaiming the galaxy for
Okay.
the Necron race. But
It's
such a
boss
state
fight.
of affairs is unlikely to last forever. Is this the boss fight you did last time?
No. It's City of Tears.
No. Did you finish that last boss fight?
Alright.
The one with the new knight thing?
Oh, yeah, I already did that.
No. Why didn't you tell me?
Because you were.
Who's this guy? Mm. Mm.
Oh god, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So far, this guy is much simpler than the ghost with the floating scythe.
Don't think it, please.
Oh, he's all deflated.
God damn it.
Is he actually just sucking in his breath the whole time, like puffing himself up? And every time you beat him, he just loses his breath and deflates. Like, when is he supposed to be, like a magician?
God. The bait. That's gonna be a hard one.
Ooh! What happened? Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oof. Oof. They're coming.
Ah,
Whoa. There's a fake out.
I know. Fuck.
Oof. Oof. Wish that was caught by the invincibility. Oof. Hey! Oh, you good? Hey, you got him. I think.
No, I don't
No.
think so. I don't think so. Oh?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Hey, good job. You got the boss battle
Okay.
done. Oh. 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 Okay. He's upset.
Yeah, at least there's no shockwave anymore. Oh god.
Look who's our foe.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yay.
Hey, got me. That's a fun one. Hey, exploded.
Illumination.
Illumination! The minions come out.
Hmm?
Illumination, the animation company.
Shown the dot. I can tap
The
circle
select dive.
when holding down. Oh, I can I think I can destroy the.
Floors? How do you do it?
Yeah, okay. I think I can
Is
destroy
it
the ground now. So
does it consume milkies?
I think so. Hold on. Yeah, it controls.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I can go back to the floor things now.
Yee. No. How much time do we have left?
We're about to reach 3 minutes. I know, 4 minutes. I mean, I need solve for that.
I guess I'll do a few more dynasties then. Moving on to the R category of Necron dynasties. The Raitak dynasty. The Raitak dynasty is a Necron dynasty that is locked in a perpetual feud with the rival Kara dynasty. In 873 Millennium 41, both feuding dynasties each dispatched death marks to eradicate the other's court. Such is their success that both worlds are left leaderless. Next is the S category, the Sotek dynasty. In the times before transference, the Sotek dynasty was ranked as the third most powerful of all the Necron-tier royal dynasties. Through chance or design, many of the Sotek core worlds survived the Aeons better than those of other dynasties. Now, this Necron dynasty is more powerful than any other in the galaxy, and its nobility is the most aggressive in attempting a new wave of expansion intended to reforge the ancient Necron Empire. Next is Sarnek Dynasty. The Sarnek Dynasty is a Necron dynasty based upon the crown world of Zapenek, which is located in the Segmentum Pacificus. During the final hours of the War in Heaven, one of its greatest battles occurred in orbit above Zapenek, when Sarnek's royal fleet fought valiantly to repel a massive Asuryani assault of almost incalculable size. Though the Necrons eventually emerged victorious, the orbit was clogged with the spiraling and blackened wreckage of the once proud fleets. When the Great Sleep descended, the Necrons of Zepanik had no time to clear the skies. Thus did they enter hibernation with their planet shielded by a spinning shroud of wraithbone and living metal. They are currently ruled by the former Sarnek outcast, Thazar the Invincible, the self-styled Pirate King. Next is Sekemtar Dynasty, but it has no description for some reason. After that is Shemnak Dynasty. The Shemnak Dynasty is a little-known Necron dynasty that fought the Iron Hands and Brazen Claws Space Marine chapters upon the planet of Shemmak in 900 Millennium 41, led by Iron Father Kardan Stronos. After that is Subekar Dynasty, which has no description. How many minutes left?
40 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just going to reach a bench there and I'll call it there. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's all for now, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night. Love.